right, joining me now for another edition of Coach's Corner is head coach of the EHL Knights, and that's Josh Fusco. And, well, Josh, you're coming off an impressive stretch of games here. You played 4 in 5 days, and you guys come out with a 3-1 record in that stretch. Yesterday and the day before, you go to overtime in 2 high-scoring games. Well, first was kind of a normal scoring game. Yesterday was a high-scoring game, but at the end of the day, you guys are 3-1 after that stretch. You're climbing the standings a little bit. How did you feel about your team's performance this past week?
Pretty good. You could be happy for once and kick your feet back and relax. So, there's so many positives you can take out of the week, and to have them battle and come back and back and forth games and play the way they did and get 6 points and chip away at that little hole that we're in. You got to tip your hats off to the boys because. That's a tough grind. That's a long grind. 3 of those games on the road, in Philly area, and then you come back home on Sunday to have a home game. It was nice to cap off the week.
Sure, and you guys, you've been reliant on Jake Foss and Anthony Starzi for a good chunk of the year to provide a lot of offense, but in that 4-game stretch, Starzi, according to the numbers that I pulled out yesterday, had, I think, 7 goals, 5 assists, and 12 points over 4 games. Yeah. Foss had 5, 5, and 10. What do you like, beyond just the offensive production, what do you like about that line combination? What makes them tick so well?
It's Jake Foss obviously makes other guys better, and then it's kind of, you got to combat that with finding guys that can play with him and fit that role, and you play around with that, mix and match guys and throw different guys in there, but I think Dennis Arkhypenko is doing a tremendous job centering those 2 guys. Jake with the puck, he's a magician, and I've talked about it 100 times. When he has the puck on his stick, your eyes are fixed on him,
right.
And you're always like, what is he going to do now? What else can he do with the puck that he hasn't done already?
Right.
I was talking to a good buddy of mine that he works in the college ranks and scouts a little bit, and I think. When you talk about the backhand, it's one of those things now in the sport that isn't taught that much. It's not used that much anymore. And I think if Jake scores 20 goals, 18 of the 20 goals are on his backhand. So Starzi is, I think, coming out of his shell a little bit and finally settled in. Obviously,
right.
He's getting more confident with the puck and just his speed is like no other. So when you have Jake and Starzi combined, it's like you can't stop them,
right?
And it obviously it showed on Sunday. It was back and forth, and they get off the ice and they just look at you like, "Hey, I just give me a sip of water and I go right back out."
Sure.
And, so the leadership role too, obviously with Jake is important, and again, it's like the Iron Men. You got to tip your hat to them.
Sure. Now, with the last few games, you've rotated goalies pretty evenly. Thomas Walker comes up with 2 wins in the last couple of games that he's played. What have you liked about his play and the way he's improved in the last couple of games?
Just his work ethic. He's been working with Andre, our goalie coach. He's been listening, and his work ethic is getting better and better and better. He's getting stronger. He's getting quicker. And he got that win there to showcase in Boston.
Right.
And then he comes out. He had a little bit of a slow start there in the Friday night game against Little Flyers, and then he settled in. You can kind of see him just settle in and find his spot, and in the locker room, you didn't talk to him. You let him do his own thing, and he battled. And you know what? It's one of those things where the boys were battling, and he did his part, and come out with 2 points and a win, and he was in the pipes, and that's one of those things for me. I was glad to see that happen. For a kid that has been working hard, had a slow start, I guess you could say, to the year, and just got 2 big wins for us, and rightfully so. When you put that effort in, the work ethic, and that's something that we've been harping on, with the team, like the work ethic and turn it up another level. For him to get the win, it's great.
Sure.
And back-to-back wins and the shootout. It's when you go into OT, you get a little nervous, and you got 100 things running through your head, and the game's going so quick, and you got to make the quick changes with the 3-on-3, and then you go into the shootout, and it's like I knew we had to. I knew we had to win. I knew all we needed to do was just score 1 goal in the shootout, and Thomas was going to seal the deal for us. So, no, it was pretty cool.
Gotcha. Now, one thing that did stand out in the last 2 games is there's some struggles on the penalty kill. I believe back-to-back games, the Junior Flyers picked up 3 power play goals. You did get a shorthanded goal in that first game against Philly, the Junior Flyers. What do you want to work on this week when you get the guys back in here, just in terms of having that up? Because we had talked about it the last time we sat down. Penalty kill was on the upswing. Now the power play seems to be picking up, and now the penalty kill is taking a half step back. How do you want to see your guys reverse that trend?
I think something that we need to do is spend a little bit more time watching video, watch some film on our penalty kill, and I kind of mixed and matched a bunch of things this weekend. And it's that carousel. It's just like 1 minute one thing's working, and the next minute it's not, and then your power play is finally working,
right.
and you're like, okay, this is great. Now our power play is going, and now all of a sudden our PK is struggling. So. It's just one of the things that I think we have to sit down, break it apart a little bit more, spend some more time on that. I'm still not 100% pleased with our power play yet. So, this week is obviously we had a grind. Today's an off day. Tomorrow we'll get back at it a little bit, but Wednesday and Friday is going to be a big focus on special teams. We got 2 new teams coming. Well, we played Valley, a new team in the Avs, who's a good team.
Yep.
You look at them statistically, it's going to be another, handful of power plays and penalty kills, each game this weekend. So, really that's the only thing. Just spend some more time on it, break it down. Everybody pretty much had time on the penalty kill. It's one of those things, like I said, it's 1 minute one thing's going, next minute it's not. So what can you do,
Right. Well, you touched on it there. You just had a whole week of division play. Now you're back out to playing some teams. One you got at the Showcase, and then you're seeing them again here this weekend, the Valley Junior Warriors, and then the New Hampshire Avalanche as well coming up. But what is, you talked about special teams there, but what are your message to your guys? One being that, again, you're seeing a team you've played already once this year, but I believe you didn't play the New Hampshire Avalanche already, so that's an unfamiliar opponent.
Saw them play a little bit in the Showcase.
Right.
Obviously, I spent some time there. The one game they played right after us.
Sure.
And the one game that we had, they played before us, so I was able to kind of peek my head in a little bit and watch a little. So, and then obviously watching video, but Valley's Valley. We played them. We know what to expect. They actually just helped us out this weekend. So if you look at the standings, we jumped ahead of the Oilers.
Right.
So they beat the Oilers yesterday, and that was a big message for us. Is hey, let's get these points. These are massive conference points, division finally.
Sure.
Get some wins, and we had a little bit of help. So I think you can see the balances go.
Yeah.
And that's been a message, right? Is the work ethic and working harder, giving 100%, turning up another level. Good things are going to happen for you, and you can see, especially in the Little Flyers game.
Yeah.
I even do it. You see funny things, right?
Yeah.
And that puck went down the ice, and you're just watching it go down the ice. And when I saw the goalie come out to play it the way he did, I was like, no way. And the assistant coach, Mike Narrigan, he was the excellence coach last year. I developed a pretty good relationship with him. I kind of just looked down at the bench, and I put my coach's card over my face. I was like, oh my God. But hey, that's one of the things.
Yeah.
Right? Things start to go your way, and that's been a message for the locker room is, keep your foot on the gas, keep doing what we're doing. We're fine. We just got to chip away at the standings here a little bit, and get some points and get the games that we should get.
Right.
And you're going to see good things happen for you. And I think that's, it showed Friday night. The work ethic showed, Saturday, and obviously ultimately Sunday.
Right. All right, well, the Knights will be in action again next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 2:30, 2:45, respectively. They'll be taking on, as we talked about, the Valley Junior Warriors and the New Hampshire Avalanche. And those games, again, Saturday and Sunday at the Revolution Ice Center. Admission is free. You can check out the games on HockeyTV.com and follow WBS Knights EHL on Twitter and EasternHockeyLeague.org in the Game Center for live updates. But Josh, thank you for giving us a few moments here, and we wish you guys best of luck this week, and look forward to seeing you out there on Saturday and Sunday.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.